Sirach 26:10.
Same thing we read before. Keep going.
Or else, when she finds liberty, she will make use of it.
You see that? As soon as you know, you let your guard down.
26
and 10.
26 and 10.
You see, as soon as you let your guard down, there she go. She's off. She's off to the races. Keep going.
Keep strict over a headstrong daughter, or else, when she finds liberty, she will make use of it. Be on guard against her impudent eye, and do not be surprised if she sin against you.
Don't be surprised. Okay? Don't be surprised. Raise her in these scriptures, man. Teach her what it means to be married. That sex is marriage. And you don't want to be, you shouldn't even be thinking about that now. Put the Most High first. Put Christ first. Don't put me first. Don't put your dad and your mom first. Put Christ first. Okay? Keep going.
A thirsty traveler opens his mouth and drinks from any water near him. So he will sit in front of every tent, peg, and open her quiver to the arrows.
Read that again.
As a thirsty traveler opens his mouth and drinks from any water near him.
You see that? As a thirsty traveler opens his mouth, so this man been on a long journey and drinks from any water near him.
So she will sit in front of every tent, peg, and open her quiver to the arrow.
Man, I shouldn't have to really break that down. I hope y'all get that.
Break it down.
Read that again. Or who? So who?
So she will sit in front of every tent.
So now here she is sitting in front of
peg and open her quiver to the
over
arrow.
her legs to any man. Okay? She will open her legs to any man. Especially if she hair strong. This is what will happen. Let's get Sirach 7 and 23.
7 and 23. Do you have children? Discipline them.
You see that? If you have children, discipline
their youth.
From their youth. So it starts when they're young. And if you, let's say you came into the truth and it didn't start when, like for my son, he's still young. But I wouldn't have liked to start earlier, but I didn't. You understand? So it's supposed to start when they're young. Okay, but you can change that.
Do you have daughters?
Do you have daughters?
Be concerned for their chastity, and do not show yourself too indulgent with them. Give a daughter in marriage, and you complete a great task. But give her to a sensible man.
A sensible man.
Do you have a wife who pleases you? Do not divorce her.
That's it on that. Matter of fact, start from 20. What was it? 21. What was I just saying? Start from.
And make them obedient from their youth. And do you have daughters? Be concerned for their chastity, and do not show yourself too indulgent with them. Give a daughter in marriage, and you complete a great task.
Yeah, if you give your daughter in marriage, you complete a task. Keep going.
But give her to a sensible man.
Give her to a sensible man. Give her to a man who's keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. A man of understanding. Okay? Let's get
Sirach 22 and 3. It is a disgrace to be the father of an undisciplined son.
You see that? It's a disgrace to be the father of an undisciplined son.
And the birth of a daughter is a loss.
The birth of a daughter is a loss.
A sensible daughter obtains a husband of her own. But one who acts shamefully is a grief to her father. An impudent daughter disgraces father and husband.
You see that? Father and husband. Okay? This is for most of us who have daughters, this is what we don't want. Or we give our daughter away, and because we didn't raise her right, now her husband ain't even feeling it. So now we get mad at the husband, but really we should be mad at ourselves for not raising them right. Okay? Keep going.
And is despised by both.
Despised by both.
Like music in time of mourning, is ill-timed conversation. But a thrashing and discipline are at all time wisdom.
A thrashing and a discipline. So beat your kids. You know what I'm saying? Discipline your kids. And sometimes that comes to thrashing. Okay? Beat your kids. Beat your daughters.
Don't listen to the government telling you that it shouldn't be done. It should be done. It should be done. Don't
Yes, it should.
persecute them, but you know,
Definitely have to be
give them a whooping.
hard on your children, man. So that, you know, make sure that they being raised in these scriptures right. You know, if they jack up, you know, don't let them go easy. We have to, just like we have to have a stricter diet as parents. Okay, when I say a stricter diet, that means now we into what these scriptures say. We can't take it lightly. So we can't take our kids lightly, man. Because if you don't deal with your kids at an early age, Satan's dealing with your kids. He's dealing with them early. Let's get Sirach 30:1. Nope.
Son will whip him often.
You see that? If you love your son, if you love your kids, you will whip him often when he jacks up. That's love. Okay? Keep going.
So that he may rejoice at the way he turns out.
Period. Read that again from the top.
He who loves his son will whip him often. So that he may rejoice at the way he turns out.
So that way you can be happy, like, man, my son's on point. He know these scriptures. Okay, he's following the Most High. Son, I'm proud of you. Okay? That's what we should be proud of.
Acquaintances.
That means you're going to be bragging to your friends. Okay, keep going.
He who teaches his son will make his enemies envious and will glory in him among his friends. When the father dies, he will not seem to be dead.
Because when I die, if I raise my son right, it won't seem like I'm dead. It'll be like I didn't go nowhere. Why?
For he has left behind him one like himself.
You see that? One like myself. So if I'm living ungodly and wicked, my son is going to be ungodly and wicked when I die. He's going to be just like me. Keep going.
Whom in his life he look upon with joy, and at death without grief. He has left behind him an avenger against his enemies, and one to repay the kindness of his friends.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
You should hit 7. Let me read that.
Go ahead, read 7.
Whoever spoils his son will bind up his wounds, and will suffer heartache at every cry.
You see that? This is pretty. You know, a lot of times these kids on these corners, out in the hanging out in the streets, shooting each other. Okay? And now, oh, my son, I don't know what he got into. He got hit by a straight bullet. He did this. He's hanging out with certain friends. Keep going.
Yeah, let me keep reading. Go ahead. And whoever spoils his son will bind up his wounds, and will suffer heartache at every cry. An unbroken horse turns out stubborn. An unchecked son turns out headstrong.
Unchecked, an unbroken horse turns out stubborn, and an unchecked son turns out headstrong.
You call it hard-headed nowadays. He's so
yes,
hard-headed.
Indeed.
Pamper a child, and he, or you will, do not laugh with him, or you will have sorrow with him. In the end, you will garnish your teeth.
You see that? So don't stop playing with your children. This goes for me too. Sometimes I play with my son. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we have to...
Yeah, it kind of gets heavy.
Keep going.
Give him no freedom in his youth, and do not ignore his errors. Bow down his neck in his youth, and beat his side while he is young.
You see that?
Bow down his neck in his youth, and beat his side while he is young, or else he will become stubborn and disobey you, and you will have sorrow of soul from him. Discipline your son and make his yoke heavy.
Make his yoke heavy.
So that you may not be offended by his shamelessness.
You see that? So beat your kids, man. Discipline your kids. Discipline your children. Go ahead.
The government is against that. They're against. That's why they want our children to run loose. we don't. Our children are raised differently than the other nations because we're a different kind of people. So we can't raise our children the way the Gentiles do. So the government, by the government being ahead of us, they telling us and trying to control us how to raise our own children. Why? Because they know that if we try to raise our children the way theirs, it's not going to work, and our children will rebel against us. That's why you have social services come in your home. And now the children, and they teach the children at a young age in school, if your child hits you, as far as spank you, call the police.
Mm-hmm.
So they're teaching that child at a young age to go against his parents, and not only that, go against this Bible.
Exactly.
Something about the divorce and the parents.
Oh yeah. Also, they even got it now that a child can divorce his parents.
What?
You can go to court. A child can take a parent to court and divorce his parents. Tell me that's not going against this book.
Wow. Wow.
And everything in all his laws, his commandment, and his statutes that's in his Bible.
Mm-hmm. We have to get back to the principles of this word, man.
I'm sorry about that.
No, that's all good, bro. That was good. That was good. Let's go to Proverbs 23 and 13. 23 and 13.
Proverbs 23 and 13. Withhold not correction from the child.
You see that? Correct your children. Don't correct them right away.
For if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die.
You see that? If you spank your children and you beat your children, he's probably not gonna die.
Thou shalt beat him with the rod, and shall deliver his soul from hell.
You see that? You're gonna deliver your child from hell by beating your children. Because at the end of the day, you don't want the Most High to deal with your children. The Most High will smash your children.
That's actually a commandment.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's actually a commandment.
The Most High will go to 2 Kings 2 and 23. Nope.
2 Kings 2 and 23.
Yep, go ahead.
And he went up, and as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city.
All right, stop right there. So this is pretty much talking about Elijah. Okay, read it start from the top again.
And he went up from thence unto Bethel.
Mm-hmm.
And as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city, and mocked him.
You see that? So now these little children, here they are mocking the man of the Most High, making fun of him. What did they say?
And said unto him, Go up, thy bald head.
You see
Go
that?
up.
Get out of here, bald head. Calling him bald head. Okay? Keep going.
Go up, thy bald head. Go up, thy bald head. And he turned back and looked on them and cursed them in the name of the Lord.
You see that? He cursed them in the name of the Most High. What? Keep going.
And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood, and tear 42 children of them. And he went from thence to Mount Carmel, and from thence he returned to Samaria.
So you don't want the Most High to deal with your children. Okay? He put a spirit in them she-bears. Okay? And they killed the children. Okay? So, you know, a lot of these allow this stuff to go on. They're dealing with the wicked seeds. They're dealing with, with us. He uses animals. He's using man's device. All these different things. So this is why it's important that we keep these laws of the Most High. And then, I mean, if you keeping the laws and statutes of the Most High, keeping these commandments and being obedient, and somebody does happen to pass, and you know that you was doing everything right according to the Bible, that's when you should be rejoicing, because 9 times out of 10, whoever that is going to live on. Okay, they probably made it into the kingdom. You probably made it into the kingdom. Okay? Let's go to Ephesians 6 and 12. Another thing we have to understand is that, this battle that we're going through with our children is spiritual. Okay? It's definitely a spiritual thing. Read that.